vaccines are not the total solution that they're being made out to be. Politicians, the media, and our collective hope has been placed in vaccinations as a convenient cure. Even the chief medical officer at Moderna, Pfizer, cryptically walks the high wire of praising the development and promise of these mRNA vaccines with the reality of where they fit into the mitigation strategies for thwarting COVID-19. In his own words, not to overinterpret vaccine results. In quotes, they do not show that they prevent you from potentially carrying this virus and infecting others. And he adds, we shouldn't change behaviors solely on the basis of vaccination. This is another COVID-19 update, and it's really about the vaccines to the rescue. Now that we've got COVID's winter surge behind us, the vaccine cavalries of Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, etc. are riding to the rescue. And yes, this messenger RNA technology that Moderna and Pfizer are using their vaccines is fascinating and looks promising and efficacious based on the preliminary results of human trials. However, what is actually happening lies in that murky middle. While it is being suppressed or termed as normal, the commonality of adverse reactions to the second shot of the mRNA vaccine is now established. This is a fact, it's going around. Even the Vice President said today. Within these reactions, there are over 1,000 deaths in the U.S. occurring soon after receiving the vaccine. Now, while this is not statistically significant, tell that to the families and loved ones of the people who have passed. It's unfortunate, and I don't want to scare, but it's something we need to be looking into, right? Now, Johnson & Johnson has just gotten approval for its vaccine. Now, this is a single-shot vaccine which doesn't require special ultra-cold storage, and it's based on the AdVac adenovirus technology, which is a much more tested and well-known technology. But the real thing about this vlog is vaccines are not the total solution that they're being made out to be. Now, the key here is to understand the vaccines are not a panacea for COVID-19. We want them to be just like the anticipation of a first date with someone you are more than interested in. The perfect solution to your longing, right? That's how it feels like. And that's what we're wishing for with COVID and the vaccines. How often does that happen? And even if he or she becomes the love of your life, we all soon learn the shortcomings, right? Nobody's perfect. Point is, it's no different here. And we're finding these out because they're experimental vaccines approved for emergency use. And while the vaccines look promising to mitigate COVID-19 and used properly in conjunction with all the doable and acceptable tools we have at our disposal, the vaccines can sharply attenuate this virus's virulence to where we can get it under control with a lot less people dying and or have a poor outcome. In effect, vaccinations are fast-tracking a pathway to herd immunity. The problem lies in our hopes and expectations for these vaccines. The current vaccine candidates rushing at warp speed to approval and distribution are not able to confer what's called sterilizing immunity to the SARS-CoV-19. What they provide is disease immunity. Let's not overinterpret the COVID vaccine results. Once again, we're going to find ourselves in the murky middle on this one, instead of those binary fringes we all are told to believe. Politicians, the media, and our collective hope has been placed in vaccinations as a convenient cure, a cure to COVID-19. But even the chief medical officer at Moderna, Pfizer, cryptically walks the high wire of praising the development and promise of these mRNA vaccines with the reality of where they fit into the mitigation strategies for thwarting COVID-19. In his own words, Moderna Chief Medical Officer Tal Zaks warns on Axios on HBO not to overinterpret vaccine results. In quotes, they do not show that they prevent you from potentially carrying this virus and infecting others. And he adds, we shouldn't change behaviors solely on the basis of vaccination. And a lot of people are hoping they can get vaccinated and get back to normal life. That's a big expectation with people. So the chief medical officer of Moderna is not saying this, right? So what does this all mean? It means that if you're vaccinated and if infected, your odds of having a serious illness or even dying go exponentially down. Most likely, the antibodies produced by the mRNA will prevent the mass replication that is overwhelming people's immune systems, and you'll recover in a normal way. Now that's fantastic news, and there is potential you can infect others. Okay, the current thinking is these vaccines won't confer long-term immunity, thus requiring reoccurring immunization. And new variants of the virus appear to require vaccines specific to the variant. We need to continue to use the other strategies in conjunction with vaccine to prevent COVID from becoming endemic. Now, if this hasn't occurred already, I really don't know, but that's also a possibility. It could be endemic. We could be just dealing it for a long time. Now, there is a very important caveat regarding the science to date everyone should know and understand. The trials did not include any subjects which had known underlying conditions like obesity, diabetes, metabolic syndrome, chronic disease, autoimmune disease, etc. The very groups of individuals the data makes obvious are at the highest risk of a poor COVID outcome. And these are the people that need the vaccine the most. The power is in your hands. And where does this leave us? And most importantly, where does this leave you? Well, it means we have at least several more months of mask wearing, social distancing, potential lockdowns, schools staying closed, and other modalities that are simply not sustainable and out of your control. The one thing you can control, though, is by optimizing fat metabolism to gain your metabolic health. This is sustainable, it's low to no cost, low tech, and it empowers you. Fat adaptation via OFM offers powerful protection from COVID and other viruses in addition to long-term health and performance benefits our heroes enjoy. In fact, not one of our heroes has had a severe case of COVID. I've been one of them. I had an asymptomatic case. And while this is not science, this anecdotal group of OFM fat-adapted individuals has led to groundbreaking science with the Faster study. Immune system health is just one of the benefits of being fat-adapted. So, start taking control of your metabolic health and achieving your metabolic freedom today. Now, here are a couple options we can offer. You can learn more simply by downloading and reading the Beyond Keto ebook. If you want to experience what fat adaptation is like without making a single change in your diet or lifestyle or anything like that, you can try using Vespa, a natural catalyst that's shown to increase fat metabolism. Or you can contact us about individualized coaching or consulting. Thanks very much.